Gamers, this is a very important stream that I decided to do right now, like very recently. We're going to design a civilization from scratch. Now, what does that mean? I have no fucking clue, but we're going to try it because it sounds fun in my brain. So, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Let's open a Google Doc. Okay? We start. Where do we start? How does a civilization begin? Where do we start? Well, let's start with one person. Let's start with one person. One person walks into an area and they say, "All right, I want to make this a house." So they build a little house. They get started. So they let's say they make a shelter. Like they make a shelter. That's the first thing they do. Very first thing. Then after their shelter, they probably hang out for a few days. They'll start to get food, water. So where are we? That's important. It's like, where is our civilization gonna be? Where are we? Are we on an alien planet? Are we in D&D? Are we on Earth? Where the fuck are we? I'm gonna say, for the sake of this, let's just assume we're on Earth, but in an area that, like, there's no fucking people. There's like no colonization. So it's like there's nothing there. So there's no people. So it'd be like coming across America for the first time, but there's nobody fucking there. So it's like a new continent. But this person has no outside knowledge of outside civilizations. This is just a human dropped into this new place, um, and they begin. So, how does it start? So let's say it's got like kind of some mountains, and maybe set some ground like location factors. I'm gonna write this down. So it's got like a mountain. We'll say it's got a mountain. We'll say it's got a river. We'll say it's got some trees. We'll say it's got like a lot of open kind of land. And let's say it has like some caves. Okay, that's our place. Doesn't have a name yet because this is just his little area. Because I said a big part of civilization is like, where do you start? Like, but he's maybe not intending to make a civilization. That's because we're starting at the beginning. We're starting at the conception. We're starting at the, okay, I want to make something. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. So we have a mountain. We have a river. We have trees. Open land. And we have caves. And this is kind of like rolling hills-ish. It's kind of like rolling hills. He's somewhere in like the West Coast-ish kind of vibes. Kind of like, just not West Coast, but like, it's got hills, big fields, grass kind of shit, the trees, all by himself. Okay? So if we were this person, let's just say he makes camp near the stream, near the trees, builds a little like tree hut thing. Okay. Damn, so like starting a civilization, it kind of just begins. It kind of just begins, and then it kind of just happens over time. It's kind of like random. It's kind of just there. But I'm just interested to see like where we start. I'm just curious. Like if this was me making this civilization, or this is just, I just want to see what happens. Uh, okay, so they make like a little house. They make a shelter. Um, when does somebody else show up? Let's say, well, I think they're starting to think about food and water and shit. So they're maybe like starting that. Somebody else shows up. Okay, are they friendly? Let's say they get along. So they get along, and they decide to make a bigger shelter. So they make a bigger shelter. They make a bigger shelter. And I think these two trust each other. I think these two are going to become fast friends. I think it works out. I think that they'll make a bigger shelter. They'll need more food. So they need more food. Um, they have to make a fire to like kind of process the water. Let me make this bigger. they have to make a fire to process the water. So let's say they get a bigger shelter going. They have a place to sleep. They can sleep. They got food. They got water. They got shelter. They got everything they need. So now what? Well, now they're gonna go exploring. So they go to the cave. What's in the cave? The cave. Maybe there's some different types of food. Maybe there's just like they build like some stronger weapons, so they get more food and more weapons. Maybe some of this food, like maybe it's some mushrooms, they're like, all right, this might be a little poisonous, so they have to like kind of like do some research. This is where the research begins. So research begins once all of the Maslow's, like a couple of the hierarchies, maybe safety isn't taken care of, but they've kind of figured out a lot of the basics. They kind of figured out some of the basics. Let's pull up Maslow's hierarchy of needs real quick. That'll be a good reference point for us. Let's take a look at Maslow's. So Maslow's, if you don't know what Maslow's is, it's basically the things you need to self-actualize. But basically, it's like the hierarchy of needs, right? So you have psychological needs, which is air, food, water, shelter, and shit. And then you need like sleep, breathing, that kind of shit. And then safety needs is next. So basically, as our people, they've established their psychological needs. They're able to sleep. They have clothes. They have housing. They can breathe, water, food, shelter. They got all that. As soon as that is met, maybe safety's not met yet. That's okay. We're going here next, right? So this is when the research phase starts. The research phase starts once the first level of Maslow's is basically reached, it seems like. So it's like, all right, we've reached that. So now, what do we do? So they were like, okay, so this might be tested. Maybe they need to test it. So maybe they catch like a squirrel and they have it eat the mushroom, and the squirrel's fine. So they're like, okay, we can eat this mushroom. So they've done their first test. Their first test completed. So they've completed their first test. So I'll do fed mushroom found in cave to squirrel. This is so stupid. I'm kind of obsessed. First test completed. It survived. So they learned something. Okay. So now what? We've found more food, more food options. They're making better weapons. So better weapons. They make spears. And they maybe start to make a bow. So they kind of start. Okay, let's say this. 2 more people show up. 2 more people. 2 more travelers show up. And they need a place to stay. So we kind of have a little bit of like, ooh, be cool here. But then it turns out, let's say they're friends again. Let's say we're just assuming everybody's friends here because everybody's trying to survive. We friends. So now we have 4 people. Now we're starting to cook. Now we have a little group here. Now these people that were already there, our 2 that were already there, can then inform the new 2 about what they've learned, about their research, about their tests, about the food, about all that, right? So the old people can inform the new people. So we have some learning. And then the new people maybe come from somewhere else, or maybe they bring stuff with them. So new people come from somewhere else, and they maybe bring stuff with them. Okay. Well, what does this mean now? So they've brought some stuff with them. Maybe they brought some different types of food, and maybe they're like, yo, we live like a couple miles that way, and it's a lot better over there. There's like maybe some protective cliffs. There's a bigger river. There's more animals wandering around. Maybe that's a better spot. So maybe this is when we get into, do we move the civilization? And I think when you're first starting out, you're just trying to find a good place to live. I don't think they're too attached to this place. They say, we have a shelter back home. We got a shelter. So they're like, okay, let's go that way. If you guys have a good spot, let's go that way. So they pack up all their shit and they move to the new place. So we move the civilization. We move. This is our first move. We've moved the first time. So now we've moved to a better location. So now the four kind of residents, they're not even residents yet, they're just travelers, but we have 4 people and they've moved to the safer location. So now what? So now they have a safer, more secure location. They have more animal food options. They have more of that safety. They have those cliffs, so they're starting to reach the safety level of Maslow's over here. We're starting to get higher on the safety needs, which is personal security, health and well-being, stable environment. We do not have a stable environment yet. However, we have a safer, slightly safer environment. So we move. So now we move to a different location. So let's kind of describe it. So we have some cliffs with a cave. We have, let's say, a bigger river. There's still mountains in the distance. And but the forest is farther away. But forest is farther away. Okay, that's a little trick. So that's the con. The only con with this location is the forest is farther away. Everything else though is looking a lot better for this location. So they're a little bit far from wood, but they can trek. It's about, let's say the woods are about 3 miles away. Now might be getting too nitty gritty, but maybe it's not. So the woods are about 3 miles away. But everything else is better. Everything else is better. Okay. So we have location 2. So we've arrived at location 2. We'll call this cliffside base. So we've arrived at cliffside base. Our current population, 4. We have 4 people. Okay. So we've arrived at cliffside base. So now what? So now we've kind of established, we've got in the first part. I think they're going to want to like secure. So they're going to make this place more secure because that's next, right? We're making this place more secure. So more secure. More secure. How do we make it more secure? We probably build a better hut. Build a better house. Why does this keep fucking killing itself? Just let me write. Build better house. Maybe out of stronger materials. Maybe they grab some rocks. So we start to gather some rocks. What else do they do? They kind of have weapons at the house, so they've got better weapons. Maybe one of these guys has a bow and arrow. So they have a bow and arrow. So we have bow and arrows now, okay? Then they start to go to hunts. So they kind of fortify their base, they go hunt, get lots of animals. They got lots of food. So got a fortified shelter. They're starting to fortified shelter. They've kind of explored this cave, and it turns out the cave is kind of safe. So they've kind of built a wall, very Minecraft core, in front of the cave. So they have like a cave shelter. Fortified shelter. Cave is clear. Built rock wall in front. What else do they use? Sticks. So it's not perfect, but it's better. So they have a more fortified location. Very good. And they start to gather food. So they start to gather and have lots of food. So now they have to learn how to, we got learning number 2. We have to learn how to prepare animals. Let's say one of them already knows. So they kind of like teach the others. So one of them teaches the others how to prepare animals and store them. So now we have 4 people that have this knowledge instead of the 1. Teach a man to fish. So now we have 4 people with the knowledge to catch and prepare animals and then store them long term. Well, we're doing okay because it's like, let's say it's spring, summer, so it's not snowy yet. We don't have to deal with the snow yet. Okay. This is tough. It's tough. Do we double again? Do we double again? How much are we gonna double here? Doubling? Do we double? I think we double. Every time we kind of hit a rut, I think we just double. I think that's what we do. So whether they like have kids or what would we do? So they learn to prepare. I think they live here for a while. So they're here for a while. This is the craziest stream I've ever done. I'm obsessed with it. And then what happens? I think they start to explore more. Or they start to map. Ooh, we start to map. They start to map the area, the wilderness. And they learn some key facts about where they live. They learn that there's one giant river. So there's one giant river. And it has a split. That has a big split. They learn that the forest goes farther than they've been. So the forest is farther than they've been. And they learn that the mountain is a lot farther away than it looks. It's probably about like 10 miles away. Just to the base. Okay. So we start our first map. Now, can they record this? No. So it's a verbal map. They have like verbal mind map. We don't have paper yet. So at first it's like they kind of just are sharing what they find. Let's say they carve it into the wall. So they start carving. So we start art. We start crafting. We start creating. So they carve it into cave wall. It's kind of shitty. It's very shitty. But now they have written map, their first written map. So now we have 4 people in a secured location, and they have made a rudimentary map that started out verbal, and then they kind of are transferring it, and now they've made it a written map. Okay? Now at this point, they need to lock in, because at this point, they don't know what's coming. They need to like get food, lock in their shit. They make more fortified clothes. They make like winter clothes. They make blankets. There's like wolves and bears and shit. We'll say they definitely hunt like the wolves. They hunt like rabbits. Shit like that. So they kind of fortify themselves. They're like making this cave a home. So we make the cave a home. This takes a long fucking time to make a fucking civilization. We're gonna be here a while. All right. So they make this cave a home. They prepare for winter. So they prepare for winter. So they collect. They don't need to collect water. There's going to be a lot of water. So they collect and store food. Lots of it. What do you store food in? Like, what is like rudimentary? Do they just make jerky? Like, how did people use to store food? Controlling moisture and temperature. Where's the fucking... Oh my god, my fucking screen is fucked itself. We love that. Alright, I'll fix that. So sorry. That's so baloney. I'll need to fix that. Are you fucking kidding me? One sec. Let me do a quick fix. Are you fucking kidding me? It was doing fine. I assumed it was fine. Sometimes my thing is like really glitchy. I don't know why. Sometimes like everything works except for like... It's wrong. What the hell? Yeah, like some stuff works and some stuff doesn't. What the hell? That's so annoying. Okay, I think it's working now. That's so baloney. Boring. That's unfortunate. We can see the update now, so I might go back and like add this in or something. We'll see. Didn't add like crazy much. We have the cliffside base. Cliffside base. So we have the verbal map. It's everything I've just written down everything I've said. So we're preparing for winter. So let's look at how people used to store food and shit. So before refrigeration, people preserved food by controlling moisture and temperature through drying, salting, smoking, fermentation, and using cool storage areas like cellars or ice boxes. Okay. So sun and wind were used to remove moisture from fruits, vegetables, herbs, and meats, stopping bacterial growth. So they definitely dried meat. So they dried some meat. Hung it out to dry. Did they find, I don't know if they have salt yet. Maybe they find some salt. Where would you find salt? How would you get salt back in like pre-civilization? Where does that fucking come from? Yeah, because we don't have any of this shit yet. We don't got any of this shit yet. Huh. I don't think they know how to make a pot yet. So like where do you get salt? Where did people used to get salt? Evaporating seawater in shallow ponds. Okay. Boiling brine from salt springs or mining rock salt from underground deposits. Okay. So I guess they could have like boiled some water, I guess. It's coastal community. Brine Springs. I don't know if they have salt yet. I don't think we're close enough to the sea. I think they're kind of inland. They're going to have to move. Because we're still in the safety needs. We're still trying to just build our safety. We're just trying to get our safety going. Okay. So they just dried meat. They don't have salt yet. No salt. We're not coastal. There's nothing else. Brine Springs. They don't know where a spring is. They don't have a rock salt mine. Particularly in we're not near the mountains yet. So we don't got it. Yeah, we don't have salt water yet. As far as they know. Maybe they tested it. Didn't work. So we don't have salt water. So no. Oh, it's on the next page. I was like, no salt water. So we got no salt water yet. Okay. So I think this is where we hunker down for the winter. This is where winter hunker down starts. I think they've definitely explored. This is like the pre-civilization era is honestly like a lot of the deal. Because once you have a civilization cooking, you're kind of set. But honestly, the thing that takes the longest is like getting it all kind of the first part's moving and like getting access to materials and finding a good place to go and like gathering enough people to build it. Which I didn't really think about that. See, I'm learning. We're learning here, chat. We're learning. So, next. No salt water yet. So they've explored more. Maybe got to the base of the mountain. I think they've definitely gone to the mountain. They haven't gone to the top yet. So they've explored more. They have gathered. Do they have an axe yet? How do you get wood without an axe? I guess they just like use branches and shit. So no axe yet. They don't have like the tools. How do you make an axe? Like creating a sharp, durable head using a stone. Okay. Okay. I don't think they've made an axe yet. No axes yet. No pickaxes yet. So no axes or pickaxes. Like, it's a bit rudimentary if they have. Okay. I think they're getting kind of antsy. I think two of them go explore the mountain. That's kind of dangerous, though. That's kind of far. I think they go to the base. They do a hike to the base. 10-mile hike. I think they're going to have to do like a dedicated thing, but they're going to wait till after winter. They're going to wait. I think some of them wanted to go, some of them didn't. So we have our first division. in like a big decision, you know, in a big decision, like, oh, do we go to the fucking mountain and like scope this? Do we map this mountain? Which some of them are like, let's fucking go, and some are not. So they're like, okay, let's, two of us will go, two of us won't. Okay. So they go, and it's pretty gnarly looking. So they're gonna need like to plan their shit. So it's gnarly. So they're gonna have to plan. So this is where we're gonna have to go on our first expedition. However, winter is coming. So the seasons, we have to consider the seasons. However, winter is coming. Okay. How to survive winter. Okay. All right. Just basically what we got. But like, so communal living, which we got. Fire management, they got that. Thick animal hide clothing, they got that. Strategic shelter, they got that. Such as a cave, rock shelter, or semi-subterranean. Sod. What the fuck is a sod house? Survival meant storing food using animal fat for calories, migrating away from extreme cold, and creating cold traps. So they're not high enough in elevation. They should be okay heat-wise. Lower entryways. So we'll say they've worked, they've had to work really hard to like board up the entrance. So they've like boarded up the entrance. So we're in cold survival mode. I think they prepared well. So we got food stored. We got blankets. They can get water. They can get water. They'll be okay. And then clothes, like clothes, warm. So they got everything they need. So they survive the winter. I think they have to do their first learning because they have to like learn. So they learn adaptability. They learn how to survive in winter. So that's huge. So now they know how to survive winter. So next, what do we do next? So we've survived. Now we go on our first expedition. The mountain expedition. This is so, we're just simulating through text like how a civilization happens. Is this what Civ is like? I have no fucking clue. I'm just kind of having fun just going through this. I don't like that every time I click something it like resets. So location 2. We're still at 4 population. So we're kind of stuck. This is the equivalent of like you're streaming on Twitch and you just started and it's like the breaking like 5 viewers thing or whatever. I forgot what it's called. But that's it. They have 4 people and they're going to be at 4 for a while. But that's because they got to set their groundwork. They got to learn how shit works. They got to learn the waters, you know. You're not going to have they wouldn't be able to handle 100 people. They died. But like in a lot of like I guess like survival shows or like sci-fi kind of like adjacent stuff like a La Brea, which is where like a sinkhole opens and people get thrown into like a new world, right? It's like there's like they kind of like do that thing where they drop a lot of people into like a location at once. So that would be another that I think that honestly is a more interesting way to simulate a civilization because it like happens so quickly. And a lot of the ones we see is it's like people that come from our world and they get dropped in and they have to like make their own civilization with all the knowledge that like we have. But I think that's like so that's more interesting. So maybe next civilization simulation we do 100 so people like dropped in at once. Because what we did is like people kind of filter in. So this is like more realistic-ish, I guess, depending. I don't know. It's like this is a different kind of situation. But the situation that we chose is like it starts and it kind of grows a little bit over time. But maybe we have some crazy events like that. There's stuff we can't predict. So that's why there's cool games. I'm trying to remember. It's called like is it called The Quiet Year? It's like D&D stuff where you play like these games and you roll dice to basically um build your civilization. So that's Quiet Year I think is kind of one of them. You're kind of like mapping a civilization. So I kind of want to play this. So maybe playing this would be fun. The Quiet Year is a map game. You define the struggles of a community living after the collapse of civilization and attempt to build something good within their quiet year. Every decision and every action is set against a backdrop of dwindling time and rising concern. The game is played using a deck of cards. Each of the 52 cards corresponds to a week of the quiet year. Each card triggers certain events, bringing bad news, good omens, project delays, and sudden changes in luck. At the end of the quiet year, the Frost Shepherds will come, ending the game. Wow. So pretty. So I think this would be fun to play, I think. This would be a fun thing to play. I definitely want to play this. I think where I kind of like am running into an issue here is like, let's say, like, I'm kind of going ahead and predicting, like, let's say they go to, like, in this thing I'm predicting on this thing I'm making up, but that's what D&D is, right? So it's just this is very D&D. But like, let's say we go to the mountain, and on the other side of the mountain, I'm already saying that there's gonna be like ocean. So like they need to travel across the mountains to get to like where the actual civilization is gonna be, but they're gonna have to like get there. So they're basically like they went from point one to point two to the mountain, and then they'll make like a little camp thing up there, and then they have to go across the land to get to the sea. Because if we're building a long-term civilization, honestly, they're going to be searching for a big body of water. So that's important. Like, they need to find the fucking ocean. Well, I think you'd follow the stream. Because I was like, if the mountain, like, let's say the mountain, let's draw a map of this place. Let's draw a fucking map. What's a good, what do you draw on? Draw. Okay, can we fill this? Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, so let's just map our civilization. I should have done this first. I didn't think about this. So we have, let's go through here. We have like the mountains. So in the north we have like the mountains. So here are the mountains. So they're pretty treacherous. We got the mountains. And to get anywhere, you kind of have to traverse the mountains. Like that. Okay, so we have the mountains to the north. Then we have kind of, they're in like some kind of like smaller-ish mountains over here. So we're in kind of like the baby mountains. They kind of go down this way. But like, let's say the mountains kind of like, I guess like go this way. Why would keep them from going over here? So it's like, we got to map this terrain because this is kind of important. Where's the river? I think the river is coming from like, it's going this way. I can't do fingers this way. So it's going from west to east. So can I do blue? That's kind of pretty. Let's do that. So how do I do this? Pencil, pen. Let's try pen. I don't know. I'm learning how this works. So we have the river. Like, let's say it's a split river. So it like comes through here. And then we have another river that comes this way. And then like, let's say they kind of like join up over here. And then they kind of like continue down here. And then maybe they split off. This is as far as they've got. So this is all they know about. This is like their land. Right? So they're trying to get across these mountains. But like, wouldn't it make sense to follow the river? So maybe what we're talking about is maybe they're not going to the north. Maybe realistically, they're not. Maybe realistically, they're going this way. Because let's say there's fucking mountains. And a lot of them. So they're going to have to cross this fucking crazy thing. And they don't know how far down this goes, but they assume they see mountains as far as the eye can see. So we're basically in this little pocket. We're in this little pocket here. Right? And they live right here. So they have to decide what the fuck they do. So if we lived here, what would we do? What would we do? Where's the forest? Let's put the forest in here. Can I do like a, is there spray paint? That's good. Let's do green. Like a kind of darker green. Yeah, like that. Here's the forest. The forest is like, that is not green. That is fucking not green. There we go. Here's the trees. Here's the forest. So this is the forest that they know about. It's probably closer than that. Yeah, it needs to be closer than that. Because they're like right here. So they came from like right here. That's two. What the hell? That's two. What the hell? So they know there's a forest down there. Okay, so that's the forest. So this is all they know. This is all they've mapped, basically. This is all they know about. So there's the forest. This is where they first kind of made their little civilization. And then they kind of go up this way. And they found some mountains. Maybe the forest was actually closer to here? Because that's where they kind of made their little encampment. Yes, maybe the forest was like, I kind of like it down here, but it kind of doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure the distances, like, make sense. So maybe it was, like, here. Because I said it was close to a river. So maybe they were here. So they were kind of, like, downriver, right? Kind of, like, somewhere. I don't know. Well, maybe there was a little offshoot of the river. You never know. So this is the civilization. So, this is kind of our snapshot of what they know currently. So this is as much as they know. This is all they know. And well, actually, they don't know if the what continues beyond the mountains. So this is as far as they know, basically. They know like this. This is their like. Yeah, they know this much. This is their Minecraft map. They know like that much. That's tough. That's tough. So that's as much as they know. That's their whole world, bro. Okay, so we'll add that to the sheet. Okay, so that's their map. This is their zone they've kind of figured out. Now they're like, we shouldn't stay here. We need to. Well, they were like, they're curious. This is where humanity gets curious. They're like, we need to go beyond the mountains and like let's follow the river because that makes sense. If I was building a civilization, I'd want to follow the river. And it like makes sense they're following the river beyond the mountains. Now they don't know what the fuck is over here. There's a big ass question mark. They have no goddamn clue. They have no goddamn clue. So like there could be anything back here. There could be anything. They have no fucking clue. There's a big I don't know, let me draw. Big question mark. They have no goddamn clue. So what do we do now? We go on our first expedition. So we're back to the document. We go to the mountain expedition. So they have a year to get this done. So they're going to basically it's 10 miles away. So I think we do the dedicated first scouting mission. So I think all 4 of them go. I think they pack up their shit and they're going to go and they'll make like a temporary base out there in the wilderness. So let's say they get out there. So let's say they 4 pack up and they go. So they're going to make a temporary base. So they make a temp base. And they're going to make that because it's 10 miles. How far can you walk in a day? They can walk 10 miles in a day. So they make a temporary base on the mountain, I guess. Maybe. That's kind of their best option. Like near the river. Is it safe? I guess they just make a temp base on the mountain. You got to make choices. They got to make a decision on the mountain. So they're going to go as far as they can go in a day. And they're going to make a base. But how do you make a base on the fucking mountain? Like, you can't plan that. Like, this is tough. So what do you do? What do you do here? If you're here at these little mountains and you need to travel 10 miles to get here? Can we do like a little mile tracker? Do we have like a straight line tool? We do. Okay. So let's do fill black. Outline black. Okay. Let's draw this shit. So like let's say this. That looks so bad. Oh, that works better, I guess. That's 10 miles. This tool is kind of tough. Okay. And one more. All right. This, let's do text tool. Sure. Can I write? How much is, I kind of want to like learn kilometers. What's a kilometer? How much is a kilometer? That's 10 miles. So it's 10-mile trek. How is 10 miles? How many kilometers is 10 miles? 16 kilometers. For an approximate result, so it's basically 1.5-ish times. That's good to know. That's good to know. So let's say they're going, so 10 miles. I kind of want to learn kilometers for this, so I'm going to just delete the miles. We're just going to delete the fucking miles. We're new kilometers. I'm trying to learn kilometers. So it's, if it's 10, it's like 1.6 times, so it's like 16 kilometers. I'll do in parentheses for people learning. It's about 10 miles. Okay. So that's our kind of like distance here, right? So if they're trying to get from here, their house, if they're trying to get from their house, can I put a little X? Is there a little X? So if this is our house. So they start here. They're trying to get over here. 16 kilometers. How far can a human walk in a day? I don't know. They can definitely walk 10 miles. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. So they walk, they get to the mountain, they make a base. Is it, how do they find like a cave? I guess they find another cave, but they have to like scope it out. What if it's not safe? What if this is where we have our first bad thing happen? What if they get attacked? Ooh. What if they get attacked on the mountain? What do you do? Like, let's say there's like a fucking wolf in the cave. So one of them gets injured. How about this? One of them gets injured. I don't think they get killed. Like, let's say they get like bad, like their leg gets fucked up. So they find a cave. Wolf appears. One gets fucked up. Do wolves live in the mountains? They do. Oh, we need to add like deer. They were hunting deer and shit too. So let's add deer here. Wolves, rabbit, deer. So they definitely have deer shit. Okay, so one of them gets one gets fucked up. So their leg gets fucked up. Okay, so we have our first injury. First injury, and it's on a fucking mountain. Now what do we do? What the fuck do we do now? Well, we're fucked. Well, they gotta get back down the mountain. They don't, how do they fucking, what do you do if somebody gets injured? Is this person gonna die? Like, they get infected. So they get infected, what do they do? How would you help this person? Are they just cooked? Do you chop off the leg? What happens? How do you heal people before civilization? Like what? I'm learning here. Uh, we don't have a shaman. We don't have an elder. Oh man, what that we're cooked. Using ant pincers to stitch skin. Okay, so they use water to clean it, and then they hope and fucking pray. Okay, let's say you get like a what is that called? A flesh wound. You get like attacked. So it's like you have like a wolf. You have like a. How do you? What do you? How do you survive? I'm like this is. I've never thought about this. Like you're in a group of four. One of you gets fucking attacked, and you don't have medicine. You don't got shit. You don't have band-aids. So they clean it with water. He can't walk. What do they do? This is fucked. Oh man. We've reached our first conundrum. We've reached our first situation, our civilization situation. What do we fucking do, chat? Oh my god. This is a nightmare. He can't fucking walk. How do we get him up off the mountain? It's gonna get dark. Do we just stay here? This is fucked. Um, leg injury, like what do I call this? Animal bite wound survival before civilization. A robust immune system, immediate, simple, and effective wound care, and the support of a group. Stopping bleeding, cleaning wounds, using natural antiseptic like plants. How the fuck would they know? How the fuck would they know that? Okay, so they stop. Okay, they stop. Okay, they know what they're doing, so they stop. They clean it with water. They stop the bleeding. This is kind of fucked though, chat. What if it's infected? Fuck. Okay, they clean it with water. Yup. Natural stitches. Using the jaws of ants to stitch up people is fucking crazy. As natural staples. That's fucking crazy. The group's support. The survival of a severely injured person was often dependent on the care of others. And survival relied on a robust immune system in the abs. We have no antibiotics. We got no antibiotics. We have people caring for them, and we just gotta hope and pray they have an immune system out the wazoo. Okay. That's tough. Infection. Oh, fuck. It's frequently fatal. Oh, fuck. Oh, dead boy. Dead boy walking. No. Rabies, predator threats. Fuck. This is like scary. Bro, that's why they like. That's so scary. Okay, I don't think we get rabies here. This is tough. Luck and basic but effective primary care. So they do as much as they can. And we just hope and pray his immune system is good. I think we got to roll some dice for this. This is our first luck check. Roll dice. This is what we do in D&D. We roll. You can roll what's called a luck check. We're basically rolling to see if he survives. Now they said it's a very low chance of survival. Let's say if it's a 5 or lower, he survives. If it's above a 5, he dies, and our civilization goes down. Fuck's me our first death. Bro, he survived. He survived. Okay, so Remarkably, they survive. Holy shit. For a luck, a good immune system, because they've had food and care and help from the group. Low chance of survival, but they made it. It's like some of them go down the mountain. They have food with them, so they probably just camped out in the cave for a few days. How long do they have to stay? How long does a wound like that take? How does it? So how long does a animal wound take heal? Matter of weeks, with surface level damage mending in just a few days. Oh, wait, that's no. With humans, how fast does an animal wound on a human take the heal pre-civilization? Weeks or months? Damn. We have slower wound edge contraction, which significantly slows down the closure of wound. Without modern hygiene, simple wounds, especially bites, likely often become infected, turning a 1 week healing process into a several week or month long life-threatening ordeal. But deep lacerations or puncture wounds from animals in a non-hygienic environment, would take much longer, potentially leading to chronic issues. Woof. Damn. Okay, so he's probably gonna die. Unless they get, like, medicine. So he survived the initial infection. He didn't get infected from the bite or the like attack, but he could potentially the bite of 87. Do you want to hear what I'm doing? So basically, I'm basically building a civilization from scratch. So I'm literally running through like people making a civilization from like day one. So I started with one person, and we're at 4 people. They're in the mountains. They did their first expedition after they established their second shelter, and one of them just got mauled by a wolf. I rolled a d20 to see if he would survive. He had to get a 5, or he had a 25% chance to live, because when you get an animal attack back then, you get fucked. He rolled a 2, so he survived the initial infection, but he's probably gonna get infected again and die. So I'm learning that like pre-civilization is a lot of it is just survival. So I'm learning about like stuff. Did you know they used to use ants, like big ants, as like natural staples? Like the ant would bite it, and then they'd rip the ant off. They would use ants to like pincers as like stitches.
That's pretty hard.
Isn't that good? Isn't that hard?
Wait,
These guys haven't figured it out yet.
Wait, but that must be like a last resort sort of deal.
Well, that's like if you know what you're fucking doing.
No, because like you get bit by ants, it usually releases has some sort of venom.
Well, you just do non-toxic ants or something.
Yeah, but it'll still be like.
I don't know, but you have to have knowledge. They'd have to test it. And like what would we have ever thought of that? I never would have fucking thought of that.
I can't believe that. There's no way.
No, it says.
What says?
Look,
AI?
ants as wound staples. Like this is I didn't look.
Who are you playing with?
No, I'm streaming.
Uh-huh.
Come look.
I'm on stream.
You're not on screen.
I'm on stream.
I'm on stream. It's my botto.
The
Wivo. Ants, specifically large soldier ants such as army or leafcutter species, have historically been used in Africa, South America, and India to close wounds, serving as natural living staples. Their powerful mandibles are made to bite across the wound edges, after which their bodies are removed, leaving the jaws locked in place. Isn't that fucking hard?
That's crazy.
Ants as sutures? Clickbait? That's gonna be my thumbnail for this video. Ants as sutures? I never would have learned that unless I was simulating a civilization. If you want to watch, you can watch it happen in real time. Oh shit, you can listen to the stream in the car. Watch the survival happen in real time.
Is that the camera you used to use back in like
Yeah, it's film camera.
Call of Days?
Yeah, it's a Lumix G something.
Call of Study.
Call of Study.
Some call it college.
Yeah. Do you want to? What do you think's gonna? What do you think? Do you think they're gonna? What do you think's gonna happen? Oh, let me show you the map.
Wait, where'd the other
Look.
people come from?
What? So there was So it started with one person. We've been tracking it. So started with one person, and then another person showed up. So they had like a rudimentary shelter. Another person showed up. So then there was two. So then they teamed up, and then they lived for a bit, and then two more people showed up, and they were like, "Yo, we have a different location that's better. We want to move there." And so they all moved to the new location. They used to be here, so they moved here. But then they were here, and then they're like, okay, this area is not good. So they're like, we have to move. There's these mountains. They're like, and the rivers go that way. So they're like, we need to follow the rivers and go across the mountain. So now they're on the mountain. They're here, and one just got bit by a wolf.
Good luck.
Thanks. What's gonna happen? I am so invested now. I'm so fucking invested in this civilization. They must survive. They could die. They can always die. Like, what if they just die? We're still in part 1. This is like part 1. Surviving. So the first step on civilization is just surviving. Like, all of the bullshit you gotta, like, get through to even, like, make a civilization. So, we continue. So, he survives. It said it takes fucking weeks, months, he can get infected, so what do? Do you... I guess they would... What do you do here? I guess you, like, one person stays with them? They fortify this? This is like such a bad situation though. This is just a bad situation. So I think one person has to stay with the person. They can't walk. And the other two go out and explore. So we split the party. We split the group. Two go. One stays. That is not going to last long. And I think they let's say they map the, like, up to the top. So they map the mountain and they get to the crux. So they get to the crux. They can see over the mountain. And what do they see? I think they see more mountains they have to kind of traverse, this is fucked for this guy. This is tough, like, just getting out of, like, their shitty location. This is tough, y'all. I think there's they have to go through more mountains, and then there's gonna be, like, grassland. And they don't know where it goes, but they can see, oh, Christmas cereal. I see you. Hello. Hi. Welcome. We're simulating a civilization from day 1. We started day 1, and we're going all the way to see how long it goes. We're trying to make it, see how a civilization is made. We've learned some crazy things about civilization, stuff I've never thought of. Wow, civilizations. I know it's crazy. So one of the things we learned is that people used to use ants, like big ants, as, like, organic sutures. Like, they'd have the ant, like, bite the wound and then, like, close, like, the jaws would close it, and then they would rip the ant off. And they would use the ant as, like, an organic suture. Exactly. It's, like, insane. It's because I was looking because someone, yeah, I know but it's awesome. It's so cool. But, like, I never would have known that. I never would have thought of that. And the only reason I figured that out is because somebody got injured in the civilization. And I was like, what can you do pre-civilization to help somebody that gets injured? And it was like, oh, this is one of the things people used to do. And I'm like, what? But we had someone get injured. Someone got it sounds yucky, but low key it sounds cool. That is the best stuff. The best stuff is always that it's that like you're like, oh, that's crazy. That's could be a little gross, but then it's actually like it's crazy cool. Like I never would have thought of that myself. So it's kind of crazy. So basically, let's review the map. So we got a map, right? So this is where we've kind of explored so far. They started here, kind of at the edge of the trees, migrated here to kind of like a mountain base, and now they're following the rivers to cross the mountains. But somebody got injured crossing the mountains, which created a whole new set of complications, which I was like, this is fucked. If you get injured pre-civilization, like pre-medicine, there's no antibiotics, you're kind of just fucked. Like if you got attacked by a wolf, you're fucked. It's really bad, and I didn't realize how fucked it was. Oh, awesome. Well, hope you hang around. Yeah, I'm having a blast. I literally thought of this in the shower, and I was like, I want to do this for hours. I just want to like run this shit. This is how my brain works. I'll have like an idea, and I'll be like, this is awesome, and I want to do this right now. Yes, the shower thoughts. I was like, what if I just like simulated a civilization? That sounds fun. That's how my brain works. I'm having a blast. I could do this. I could do this for a long time. It is so fun. Exactly. No, this is the kind of shower. If, for context, I play D&D. Like I played a lot of D&D, so my brain's already in like the world building kind of like story making space. So I'm already like thinking like that. So stuff like building civilizations and like how stuff gets kind of made is really interesting for me. So my brain already kind of goes there. So this was just I was like this will be fun. It was just be interesting. Yes, yes. See. I got the writer brain. And I got the writer brain. I also got the I have the like I want to see what happens brain. Like I want to know what happens. So and we're learning along the way because I'm like we get to something and I'm like what do we do here? What do people do? And sometimes you get fucked, and sometimes you don't. Like that's just kind of how it goes. Yes, the writer's story brain. So right now, what we did is the group had to split. There's four of them. We have four people in the civilization, and it kind of sucks because they're kind of stuck at like a low number. Two people have continued up the mountain, and the one other person has stayed with the injured person. So basically, we have split the party. We split the team, and they're trying to, yeah, they're gonna. This is totally gonna be fine. But now they've seen over the edge of the mountain. They have some more mountains to climb across, and then there's like grassland and shit. So what I've kind of figured out is a lot of like early civilization shit is just survival. It's just like surviving to get to the point where you can kind of start to build something. Like cuz they're having to like where they were just wasn't good. So they had to make the decision to like move. They're trying to find like a bigger yes, survival. We love it. We love survival. But they had to decide to move, and it's like there's just like it's all the trepidations to do that, like to travel and traverse. Like honestly, before medicine, like is really fucking scary, really fucking scary. So it's kind of tough. It's tough out here. It is tough. So let's continue. Let's continue. I'm just kind of yapping. I'm just kind of doing like what I do for D&D. I'm just kind of yapping and just talking and walking through. But yeah, let's continue. Let's continue on the journey. So they got to the top. So let's build the rest of the map. Because what would you do if we get to the top here and they just see like they have to cross here, and then there's just like grass as far as the eye can see? What do you fucking do? Like you don't know, but you see the rivers. You follow the river. You follow the river, right? You have to. You follow the fucking river. Because like what else can you do? But like they can't see their destination. All they see is grass in the fucking river, and they're like, I guess we walk. But their dude is injured, so you need to make they're about to go on a big adventure, very mobile adventure, where they're not going to have like an established shelter like they used to, and there's no caves. They're out in the middle of fields and shit. Yeah, it's tough, right? So it's like, okay, well, what do we do? And the guy's injured, he can't fucking walk. The wolf ripped his leg open. What are we gonna do? So this is where it gets tough. How are they going to even get him down the mountain? It's and across the mountain. What do we do? Can these people survive? Can these four civilizationers, can they survive? They don't even have an intention here. They're just trying to make it. So objective, we have our new objective. get down the mountain and start crossing. This is not gonna go well. Oh gosh, without the guide to fuck, dude. Christmas cereal. This is so bad. Like I don't. I said that. This is a situation that was just. It's gonna suck no matter what. This is gonna suck. So let's think about this realistically. They can get some like materials. They can make like a stretcher. They can like be like, okay, we need to doom fate. No, we can. It'll be fine. So they'll try to make a stretcher. They're gonna have to go like back. They're gonna have to send two of them back down the mountain. They're gonna have to get sticks and shit, or use what they have. They're gonna have to make a stretcher. What do they stretch? What do they? I guess they use like one of their like winter. They use like some winter gear, I guess, or one of their blankets. They make a stretcher. They lay them in it. So they make a stretcher. Yeah, you have to, because it's like, what are you gonna do? Leave the guy? Would you like if you're a group of 4 people? Like, would you leave the guy? No, you're not gonna leave him. So yeah, we got to get him down the mountain. Fuck. Ooh, we might get to some like it's gonna be. They have to cross mountains, and he falls. Fuck. He can't die. He survived the wolf bite. He had. I gave him basically 25% odds to live from the wolf bite, and we did a dice roll, and he rolled. I said a 1 to 5. He survives, and he rolled a 2, so he survived the infection. Yeah, he got real fucking lucky. But then it's like, yeah, even if you survive initially, like you're probably gonna get infected again and die. And I'm like, that's just horrible. It's tough. It is tough out here. So we'll see if he can make it. Yeah, goddamn indeed. Let's see if he can fucking make it. Let's see if he can make it. So we make a stretcher. Now they gotta carry him down the fucking mountain. Well, that's just everybody. But at least maybe these guys can survive their current situation. You know, let's see if they can get their friend and everybody out alive. Let's see if we can do it. So they make a stretcher and they start, because that's what you got to do. You got to go. So they start. And they start heading across the mountains. This is going to take a while. To get across these mountains, I'm going to say it's probably going to, with carrying the stretcher and like the crazy landscape, it's going to take them, I'm going to say it probably like 2 weeks. It's probably going to take them like, because they're going to have to go slow. It's going to be rough. There's like parts where they have to slow down. Maybe they have to cross like the river that moves through the mountain. So it's going to take like 2 weeks of slow ass travel. Slow ass careful travel. Like it's going to take a long fucking time. It could even take longer. But I'll just say 2 weeks. We'll say they can find a good pass, get through in 2 weeks. Now the question is, how do you even make a stretcher if you're out there? Yeah. So it said it's like they had like, let's say they had like walking sticks from back when they were down, or they could send people down the mountain. Maybe there was some trees up in the mountains and then they could use like a blanket, one of their animal pelt blankets that they had made before, to kind of like construct something, so they can kind of put something together. But like honestly it's just tough. Yeah, they made like just a little thing, just a little carry thing. But like, is this guy like, how are they gonna get food crossing the mountain? Fuck. They packed a lot of food, but now they're carrying a heavy guy. Will they run out of food? What about like, what if like their like injured man attacks more wolves, or attracts more wolves? This is the hardest. They lay the blanket down, get the 2 walking sticks. Yep. Yeah. They do the best they fucking can. Like how do they even like, because they don't have rope. They just have to like tie it, I guess. What do they use? They use like small bits of cloth, I guess, to like tie it. Yeah, food. No, what I'm saying is like they prepared some food. They have like dried food, like jerky shit that they can like, but now they're like exerting a lot of energy carrying a fucking dude. And then he's sick, so he needs food. So it's just like, ay, 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 ay. So, and then like what, he's like now a target for like wolves and shit and like other beasts, because they see like a weakened target. They have to like find shelter. This is the hardest thing they've done so far. This is tough with asterisks. Tough. Okay, this is gonna suck. So this is going to suck. So basically, we've entered a new part, the mountain climb adventure. This is gonna be the hardest thing they've had to do so far. We've reached a new milestone. Mountain climb adventure, so fun. Okay, so let's talk about objectives, because this is complicated. There's a lot of moving parts here. Everyone dies. No, please. No. We can't. They're not going to die. They're not going to die, at least not all of them. No. So objective, right? What are our objectives? Objective: cross the mountain. Survive. Cross the mountain and survive with everyone intact. Wait, not all of them? We don't know what's going to happen. With everyone. He's a little sick right now. I can't... All I'm saying, we don't know what's going to happen to him. Now, can they do this? Can we make this objective happen? That's what this mountain climb adventure is going to be. Can they survive this? And we're going to just see what are the odds. Like what all the stuff they're going to have to go through, and we'll see if like this is something that realistically can happen. Yeah, exactly. I know. I am so enraptured in this. I'm like, I want these people to survive. I want them to get to a civilization. I want everything good to happen. I'm enraptured. I need to know. So let's see. So they have to cross the mountain. So they have to carry the guy. So they start. I think they decide they have enough food. And then they were up high in the mountains. They could see. They're like, okay, we have a certain amount of mountains to cross. We have enough food. If we ration, let's just go. Let's just go. Because like we can't waste any more time. We can't stay here. It's dangerous. We just need to just go. I think they decide. Because it's either just stay there with the injured guy or go. Would they stay? Would they just like camp out? Because they found a cave and there's no guarantee they're going to find more safe shelter. Would they just stay? Or do they go? How long do they stay? Do they stay until he passes away? Or do they just go? This is tough. I'm like, what would we do in this situation? Because like, is it smarter to just stay with the guy, see if he gets better, and then go? But it's you're staying in a dangerous location, and like they can't live here. There's no water, there's no food. They can't stay here, so they have to move. So I guess it's, do they go back down the mountain and then come back? Or do they just gas it? Maybe they need to go back home. Maybe it's not time yet to cross the mountain. Maybe we have to go recuperate and then come back. Because like it might be like risking more than is like they're able to do. What do you think? Because that's just causing a lot of stress. And there's no they don't need to get across the mountain. There's no like, oh, you have to get across the mountain in 2 weeks to reach the objective. There's no objective. It's just they're trying to survive. And I know there's so much, but like their best chance of this guy surviving and them like being okay for now is going back down the mountain and then walking back to their house. And then like staying there, and we see what happens to the guy, and then either heals or he doesn't, and then they go back out. So they're gonna just have to wait a year to do the mountain climb adventure. They're gonna have to just wait for everything to get better and then go. That sucks, but they might have to, because otherwise they're gonna lose this guy, and they're probably gonna die along the way. It's too risky. They weren't prepared. I think they go back. I think it's a tough call. I think they go back because they don't know. They don't know what's in the mountains. They have no fucking clue. They know where they've been because they've been mapping it. So This is our first, we have to backtrack. They've never had to backtrack before. However, well, it's like it got like torn open. So it has to like it's like it got like shredded a little bit. So it has to heal or at least maybe get to a point where he can walk or they could like strap sticks to him. They just don't have like materials up here. So they can't like and they're going to run out of water. Like it's either like yeah, I think they have to go back. They just don't. Yeah, he can't walk. So they just have to get him. They have to get him out of here. We have to medevac this guy out. We got to go. So it is not optimal or safe or good right now. So they have to go back. I think they just like we were kind of like having to think about this. I think they did definitely would have like they did this too. They had to be like, okay, do we? It's like some people were like, let's gas it, and the other, some of them were like, we need to go back, and they had to think about this because that's a tough call, right? That's a tough call, but I think honestly, like for the guys' survival and like just for what their resources they have, they didn't plan for this. They got to go back, and sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got to backtrack. Sometimes you got to take one step to do two steps forward because now they know what's out there. Now they're more prepared. So they go home. We take the rest of the year. So 1 year passes. We're going to see if the guy survives. So they go back home. They go back to their mountain home. So let's make a little marker about where this is. Let's do a little, I guess we can do a line. Do a line, I guess. Here's where they, oh, this is not good. It's all dark. Let's make it red. Oh my gosh, no, you're so good. You're so good. I know there's a lot that can happen here. This is it. This is where it gets kind of tough. This is where it gets really tough because this is the part where you kind of just have to deal with a bad situation. But I think they get back down the mountain safely and they have to it's a 16 kilometer, which is 10 miles, 10-mile hike back, which is better than going across the mountains. It's like flat. So they can get him home and they can follow the river back home. So this is like they're not going forward, but they at least they know what they're doing here. So they come back and they go home. And I think they make it home and they go back to their old cave, which is already fortified. Like they have a whole base here. They have their old Minecraft house here, right? So they go back to their old house. They fortify it and they're able to get back home probably within a day or two because it's not that far. Crossing the mountains is the hard part. This part's easy. It's just walking 10 miles. But they have a guy to carry. But it's a lot better than going across the mountains and like it's flat. And they can take breaks. So like let's say they're back home in like 2 days. They can get back home in like 2 days. Maybe 2 to 3. They get back home. They make it back because they have weapons and shit. They know this terrain better. They get home. Now I think they know that the guy has to heal and then winter's going to come again. So I think we're going to see what happens to the guy. Honestly, the next thing we do is just they prepare while we see what happens to the guy. I think we give him a 30-ish% chance. 6 or below, he survives. If it's higher than that, he's going to get infected. The guy with the shredded leg still has a not so high survival rate, but it got higher since he's with people. Well, yes, but since he's sick, it reduces his energy function. And the second thing is the guy won't be able to walk since he can't stand up. And the problem is that the shredded leg can still get infected. Yes, exactly. That's the bad part. Their inn isn't helping at all with a 10-mile walk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just a bad situation. It's just a bad situation. I will say, like, if they were going through the mountains, there was like basically almost like there was like a 1 in 20 chance. There's like a 5% or less survival chance. But now he has at least 25% chance. Cuz like what are they going to do? How about this? How about we throw in a little something? How about they try to find herbs? Now that they're kind of desperate and they're back home, they've kind of settled. They're like, okay, now we have focus. We can go try to find something to maybe help this guy out. Let's go find something. But that is a very lucky situation. So I think we're gonna have to roll for this to see if they even find this. Because I think this is a very rare thing. And this might not be the area. Maybe they'll find it later, but maybe they find it now. So I think let's find out. So I say, let's go. Okay, how about this? There is a how rare is shit like this? Let's look up like what herbs um what herbs did they use to heal people in pre-civilization? Oh, hello, Baromex. Yao, exactly. We are simulating a situation right now. We have an injured man. We're trying to see if he can survive. We're trying to see the group may try to go find some herbs. So we're trying to see what kind of herbs they could find. Like, is this even like viable? Okay, so we have pre-civilization and early ancient healers relied on plants like yarrow, garlic, willow, and mallow. I would need to look up all of these except for garlic for survival. These herbs were utilized to treat infections, wounds, digestive issues, and pain, often prepared as teas, poultices, I don't know what the fuck that is, or consumed directly to enhance strength and endurance. So if they can find some of this, they can kind of test. They can just throw shit at them, and hopefully it'll work. But like, what the odds that they find one of these things? That's tough. That's tough. Yarrows are like an ancient thing. It was found on 60,000. Honey is very antibacterial and has many healing capabilities. Really? That could be huge. Honey is a natural, scientifically backed therapeutic agent. Oh shit. Thank you, Baromex. Okay. That gives another thing that they can find. Wow, it creates for wound healing, burn treatment, and soothing coughs. It works by creating a moist protective barrier that kills bacteria, reduces inflammation, and stimulates tissue regeneration. Wound and burn care. Huge. Okay. That you just upped the odds of this guy's survival. You just upped his odds. I was basically giving him a 20, 25. It's also good for wounds. Yeah. So I think they've got some things to find. I kind of want to know what some of this stuff. So garlic and onions, valued for thousands of years as antimicrobials, diuretics. I don't know what that is either, and to treat toothaches and improve strength. Willow used for its pain relieving properties. That's crazy. And then mallow and groundsel. These are words I've net. This is crazy words. Mallow and groundsel, early herbal remedies for digestive and general ailments. Okay, we don't need that. So really, we need some onions or garlic, maybe some honey, like Baromex suggested. They just need something. And they can make it into teas or turn into paste. They've got a year. To try shit. I think we see what they find. I think we got it. It's time to roll. A poultice is a mass of herbs, clay, and other stuff spread on cloth and applied directly to the skin to treat injuries or reduce inflammation. Huh. Okay, so they could find that too. Interesting. All right, well, let's see. Because Baromex, you suggested honey too, which was not in our original consider. That was not on the list. I'll bump him up. So if we get a 14 or higher, they find something. If not, It is not in this area. They ain't gonna find it here until they get across the fucking mountains, and then they can try again. Because here's our current situation, right? So this is where their house is. They live in these mountains right here. This is where they had to go back to. They went and tried to cross these mountains. Their guy got fucked up, and then they had to come back because they were like, we're gonna have to like carry him through the mountains. That's not gonna fucking work. So they came back, and now they're trying to search the area that they left to try to heal their guy. So Honey's now on the list. So I think there's a what percent chance is that? 14. He has like a decent. That's kind of, I don't know. We'll find out. It's not high. It's a little, maybe like 30% chance. I know this already. Oh boy. All right. 14 or higher. They find something here. Otherwise, he's gonna have to go and we're gonna have to roll for him blind with no help. Oh shit! Oh shit! They found shit. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Okay. Yes. I want this guy to live so bad. Okay. They find herbs. This is so good. They find herbs. Okay, what do they find? I think they definitely find, let's say, well, they find two things. They find kind of the like the please stay alive, my guy. Yes. They find like the antibacterial shit. And they find like something to kind of like help the wound heal. Blessed, exactly. This guy's got an insanely lucky twice. Actually insane. Because he got it the original time for when he got the wolf attacked him. He had to roll to see if he survived that, and he had like a 25% chance, and he lived that too. This guy's a fucking unit. He's a fucking unit. Okay, so let's say they find, what are some good ones? I liked the garlic and onions. I kind of like that. So I want to look that up. I want to see exactly what they do for antimicrobial. Interesting. Okay, so garlic and onion are potent natural antimicrobials. Garlic. Okay, garlic is what? I hate both garlic and onions, but we love them in this moment. We love them in this situation. This is so like I did not know this about onions and shit. So garlic, they kind of need, I think that, let's say they find some fucking garlic. Does garlic grow outside? Is this something you can find in the wild? I think so. Does garlic grow and like naturally? Wild garlic. Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, they find garlic. Okay. So we find garlic. And I guess we find maybe honey. This is medical grade honey. But maybe they just risk it. What else was on our list? I liked the honey suggestion. Skincare. Inhibit bacterial growth. That's really good. Honey's kind of dope. Okay, maybe they do the combination. Maybe they do some honey, they smear some honey on the wound, and they make some garlic tea or garlic paste or some shit. Okay. We'll say they find some garlic and maybe some honey. You find like a beehive. Oh my goodness, I'm about to fall asleep because it's almost 2 a.m. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. This is what an interesting 2 a.m. stream to tune into. Thanks for hanging out. I know you're probably sleepy as hell. I get as soon as it hits like midnight, I'm like put me to sleep. I'm good. Honey is hella yummy. Yeah. So I guess they treat his wounds. And now they have antibacterial, like antimicrobial shit. They have like medicine. So now they've unlocked bare minimum. Oh, don't worry. Hey, don't worry. The VOD of this part I will put up on YouTube. So you won't, if you need to go to bed, please go to bed. but you can watch the rest later. So please, you can go to sleep, get some rest. The stream will be there. Yes, yes, good. Um, so don't worry. Oh, Baramex, the high concentration of sugar makes it antibacterial, and the natural sugars go. Oh, sugar too. They could find sugar's insane. I forget how insane sugar is because like it's just in everything and everything's like all the processed shit. But like sugar is like there's a reason it was like insane. This better be up when I'm here tomorrow. I'm angry. Real shit. Oh yeah, and it auto uploads to Twitch too. So I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, but it also I think Twitch just auto puts it up. So you'll be able to. Good night, Christmas cereal. Thank you for tuning in. Sleep well. Sleep well. High concentration of sugar. That's true. Okay, so they find some like natural sugary stuff like honey, sugar. Um, they treat his wounds. So now they've unlocked basic medicine and wound care. That's huge. For survivability, that's huge. So they kind of needed that. They tried to make this journey too early. But like they wouldn't have known that until they tried to make the trek and then they got fucked. And then they had to go back, right? So we've got access to basic medicine because we need it. You know, they're having to like do things as they come up. Okay. I think this is where we kind of chill for a little bit. This is where the gang we chill for a bit because they're kind of having to wait to see if this guy heals. They're like, fuck, we were unprepared. They're gonna be like, okay, let's do this right this second time. So they're gonna just, I think we're gonna chill for a little. And that's important in like a survival life civilization building. Like they're just trying. These people are just trying to survive. We're just trying to find a good place to settle down. And they can bring like the garlic and stuff and shit with them, and they can make more. Can they like sugar cane? Because this is Minecraft coded, but like sugar cane, can you grow? Can you grow sugar? How do you grow sugar cane? Not in Florida. It grows really well in warm, sunny climates. The place they're in is not crazy for that, but that is really good. Something to keep an eye out for. Okay. So they can bring at least the garlic and shit with them, and they can gather a lot of like this like sugar or honey or something. They can gather a lot of that, so they can bring stuff with them, and then they can also bring stuff to then like plant and grow more because they know that there's on the other side of the mountains there's grassland, and they've been up there, they've seen it, they can see over, so they know that there's farmable land on the other side. But just this is such a barrier, and they don't know this goes down forever. So it's like they have to kind of cross these mountains, and they're following the river because that's their only point of like reference. So I think they chill for a little bit. I think we see if the guy, does he live? I think because we got the medicine, I think he's got a really high chance. But I think they're gonna have to chill for a while. Does he die though? Even with that, I think it upped his chances. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Christmas cereal's not gonna be happy about this one. Okay. So basically, they have medicine, but we have to see if he heals because it's gonna take they said like weeks to months. So it's gonna realistically takes a couple months at least for him to even be able to like move again or even walk. He's probably gonna be in pain for a while, but he's gonna at least be able to walk. I think he now has, with the wound healing, with everything, I think he's got like a 60% chance. I think he's got like a 60% chance. How about this? On an 8, Ooh, even an 8. How about a 9? That's mean. I'll do 8. On an 8 or higher, it works. Anything below that? I hate this. All right, 8 or higher. Medicine works. Guy lives. That improved his chances. He was gonna die. He now has a 60% chance to live in pre-civilization wilderness. 8 or higher. And he cheats death once again. That's his 3rd fucking time. The man cheats death. Their friend survives. He does not die from this infection. Insane. Insane. Bro got attacked, survived initial infection, did not get initially infected. They got him all the way. They had to decide to take him down the mountain. Otherwise, they had decided if they had gone through the mountain, he would have died. So they had to make the executive decision to move everybody back to their old base. And he survived. They found the couple herbs. They got lucky, found herbs, and then he survived with, like, he wasn't gonna live, but because they found the shit and they went back and they were all there keeping and taking care of him, he survived. So, in our 2nd year of these guys trying to survive out here in the world, all 4 are still alive. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. So they stay down here because it takes months, and then by then it's like, okay, winter's coming again. They're gonna wait till winter passes. They're gonna prepare. They're gonna make plans. They're gonna survey. They're gonna use all the time before winter to survey this area. Survey their area. And let the guy rest. So this is a whole year of keep friend alive, survey area, and prepare. Prepare for the mountain expedition, because that is the hardest thing they're going to have to do. They almost went into it not prepared, and their guy injured. This time, they know what they're doing. They also know they are going to be ready for danger. Aww, thank you, Baramax. That's so sweet. Thank you. Just making a civilization over here. Prepare. Now what? Okay. So we wait out the year. We wait it out. Winter comes. We sleep through winter. We enter year 3. And it's time to cross the mountain. I think the guy has recovered a bit of his strength. I think he still has like a bit to work, but he's done like a little bit of physical therapy, you know? He's gone walking around. They've like brought him along on hunts and shit. He's getting his legs back. He's probably back at about like 60% capacity, but he believes he can do it, and he needs to get movement to cross the mountain. It's time. They took all the time to repair. It's time to cross the mountains. It is time. And I think they also took some of that time to. They said that you only have 4 people. Like, if you have 4 people, you can't send out, because like somebody has to stay with the guy. You can't leave him alone. And if you do, you can't leave him alone for long. And then if you send out 2 people, like, what if one of them gets injured? How are they going to get back? If they go on like hey, let's go. I thought about this, like let's go scout down this way. Let's go scout south and see if we can go around the mountains instead of through. Maybe they try that. Maybe the mountain expedition is too dangerous. But as far as they can see, the mountains just stretch on into like as far as the eye can see. And they don't know what's fucking down here. And what if they can't get back to the rivers? There's a lot of that's a big decision you got to make. Do you try to just gas it over the mountains, or do you try to go around? Because this could take a long ass time. That's gonna take a long time. So what do we do here? Baramex, do you have any thoughts about this? What would you do? You can either, oh, my light's dying. I have a backup battery though. Would you go and try to, like, it might take for a long ass fucking time, try to go around the mountains and find your way all the way back, or just blow straight through the mountains and try to get through. And they can see there's a way through. They think there's, like, they think they can do it. What would you do? Take the faster, dangerous route, or would you go the slower, potentially much slower route? And they don't know how much they're surviving, but, like, I don't know. This is like a tough blow straight through a slow experience. Blow straight through with a low experience. Honestly, they don't have time. Well, dude, like, this is tough because they don't know what's south. They don't know what's, like, they don't know how much longer they can survive out here. Like, how many more winters they can survive. They're kind of like this. This isn't this. There's a reason they have to leave this area. It's because it's not that great. Like, there's just enough to, like, bare minimum survive. Like, they need to move. They need to get out of here. This is a good little checkpoint, but now they need to go. So this time they do not want to come back to this house. Like, this is the last time they ever come back here. It's cross the mountains or bust. Because they can gather enough food and then cross the mountains. I think they're gonna just fucking do it. I think they say fuck it. They don't have time. They don't know what's out here. The wilderness, they don't have shelter. They know what, they have a cave up there. They have a plan. They going. We're going through the mountain. It has been decided. And this time, it's going to be successful. We are finally at the real mountain climb expedition. It's all been leading up to this. Can they cross the mountain? Can they make it? They left their first initial encampment, they moved here, and now we move here. They have their temporary base that they found last time. They head there. It's time to cross the fucking mountains. It's time to fucking cross the mountains. Okay. So now that we're gonna do it for real, let's set the ground rules to get across this mountain. Objective. Objective or objectives. Objective. Cross the mountain. Survive. And everyone gets through. This was their plan last time. It went really bad. It went real bad. But this time, they're prepared. And this time, they do not get attacked by a wolf. So we begin the expedition. Now, there's a few things they're going to have to contend with. They're going to have to contend with, one, rocky terrain, like the mountainous terrain. They're going to have to contend with predators, potential predators, dangers, like environmental dangers, things they don't expect. Environmental. If I do auto, it just, like, sends me back and all the way over there. It's so annoying. Environmental. Mental. And there's going to be like terrain issues. Like, what if they get to a fucking ravine? Like, what if there's a fucking just ravine they can't fucking cross? So, like, terrain issues. What about fucking weather? And shelter. Like, what if they can't find shelter? What if there's, and what if they, like, what if they get trapped? So, what if they get trapped, and then what if they can't find food? Like, what if they run out of food? What if they can't get water? Like, what if, so, like, what if they run out of stuff, basically? What if there's no stuff up here? This is a big risk, but there's a lot of gain here, because they have to traverse this to get, they have to traverse to get to where they want to get, and they've decided to go for it. They've prepared. They have weapons. They've got gear. They've got food, water. They have what they need. They're aware of the danger. They're more aware. They're prepared. They can do it. Now, they're going to have to see if they can. So this is where it gets fun. We're going to see how they do. We're going to see if they survive here. Now, I think they can do it, because they have to survive this to get to the next part. But can they do it? So we're going to see what happens. But I think they start making their way down. So they've gone up the mountain, and now they're going down. So they're going into, like, the mountain area. They're going into the, like, the crucible, basically. The all the mountains colliding. They get through that. So they're diving into the mountain base. They have to get down the mountain. And I always said it's going to take a couple weeks to get across here, projected. Because they can see beyond the mountains, but, like, it's pretty scuffed. So it's going to take, I said it's going to take about 2 weeks. So 2 weeks. So they have enough food for, they planned out, like, we'll say at least a month. So even if things go to shit, or they need to backtrack, they have enough food. So maybe they brought, like, 2 months worth of food, just in case. You know, in case everything goes to shit, and they need to survive for a long time, they can do it. So they're prepared. They're ready. So let's see. 2 weeks. They go. I think the first thing they run into is, because they can follow, the river runs through the mountain, but unfortunately, as they can see, like, the river, they can't always stay with the river. Like, there's, like, the region's too mountainous, so they can't stick with the river. But they're trying to keep it, that's their, like, North Star. So they're going to have to, like, try to keep it in sight as much as possible, and just go, go, go. I think they're going to run into some terrain issue right here. So what kind of thing could they run into? I think there's going to be, like, some tough areas to cross. They're going to have to get over some, like, shit areas. That's going to suck. They can do it. What happens when it gets to night? Like, where do they fucking stay? Do they find a cave or not? What happens if they don't? What happens if they don't find a cave? Or what if they find a cave earlier than they wanted? Like, do they just have to not venture out for the day? What if they only get, like, halfway through the day and they find a cave? Do they just, like, stay there? They have a couple options. But I think, like, the worst case scenario is they don't find a cave. They don't find anywhere to stay. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to roll to see if they find a cave. If they get a 10 or above, they find a cave. They do not find a cave. So what do we do? In a survival situation, you are in the mountains with no cave. What do you fucking do? What do you fucking do? There's predators, there's shit, you're in Minecraft. What would you do in this situation? Like, it just goes bad. They can, like, make a shelter. They can find, like, a little, like, divot in the rocks, set out a fire, and then keep watch. So that's probably their best option. Obviously they're gonna take turns. So they can find a rock outcropping, make a fire, take turns taking watch. That's the best they can do. The problem is, though, they're carrying food. And if I was a like a wolf or some shit or some animal, or like it's like the thing with camping, you don't fucking leave your food out with bears. So what do you do? What do they do? Do they like set some out? Like what do you how do you keep things from coming at your food? So let's look that up because I don't actually don't know how that works. Um, you're traveling across the mountains. How do you keep animals for coming for your food? Use a bear resistant canister. That's great. Hang your food using the PCT method. Okay, so it's the thing where you hang them high. Hang them up high. At least 100 so they could hang everything up. They're like their packs, they could hang them up high somewhere and hope that animals don't come out and fucking somehow get them. I hear you, Dying Light. Dying Light reference? Type of food. Bring a bear canister. Yeah, where the fuck are these pre-civilization dudes gonna get a fucking bear canister? Buy a bear-proof cooler. Bring bear spray. Don't leave crumbs. Yeah, don't leave crumbs lying around. Okay, so they're gonna have to hang it and just hope they don't fucking die. So they're gonna hang their food up. Do I like anime? Yeah, I love anime. Anime is peak. What are you watching right now? From camp. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And they sleep. Dun, dun, dun. I'm obsessed anime wise. JJK, Culling Game, I'm watching. Haven't I'm not fully done with the season yet. Um, that was the big one I was watching. What else was I watching? What else is out right now? I'm trying to think. Fuck. One of the last ones that I remember that I liked that I watched was Solo Leveling. Season 2 was really good. There's stuff I'm literally blanking. What are big anime right now? Anime. I'm literally blanking on things that I like. um, kind of One Piece. I love the. Yeah, One Piece is dope. I've been watching the One Piece live action, just because like I don't have the time or the like brain power to watch the full anime with just like the pacing and shit. But I love I love the story and so like the live action I've had a lot of fun with. I love all the actors, so that's been really fun. And then I can also like go back in and watch the anime if I wanted to compare it to. So that's good. I was watching My Hero because like I think it was season 7, the one before like the last one, it started to get like really good again, like during like one of the final battle shit. Um, I don't know, like I haven't been watching like a ton recently, even though it's fucking peak. I started Sailor Moon. I need to get back into that. I'm not in the mood for no sad shit. I'm reading manga right now. I'm reading some manga. Manga's dope. Sometimes if like a show is too overstimulating, manga is a good way to go. It's pretty chill. Yeah. I think that's what I'm kind of been watching. I love animation. Your Lie in April. That would make me cry. I don't want anything that will make me cry. No thanks. No crying right now. No crying. Yeah, I know the One Piece. It's like they're going into like final war arc territory and shit, which is crazy. Like that's crazy. Um, but it's been going. It's going for so long. Like it's One Piece is so cool. One Piece is really cool. Um, I drew a picture. I've been drawing shit with them. What about Death Note? Death Note is so peak. I haven't finished it though. I was watching it with some of my family. We got like 80% of the way done, and I just haven't finished it. So I need to finish because that's I was addicted. I need to know. Death Note's really fucking good. It's a good anime break. I needed an anime break is what I needed. This is good. Let's look on Crunchyroll. Let's see what we got. Oh, I need to watch Free Ren is supposedly really good. The new Fate show is out. Yeah, JJK is peak. I liked Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Oh, Naruto? I have never watched Naruto basically. I watched like a couple at most episodes of the first season of the original. I didn't watch yeah, I can't Christmas cereal's back. You can't sleep. No. We're taking an anime break. We're taking an anime yapping break. No, sorry you can't sleep. Maybe we can talk about anime and lull you to sleep. Um you've never watched anime in your life? Oh my goodness. We can give you some recommendations. Do you like animation, like American? Like, have you seen like any like animated shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or like She-Ra or Arcane? Like anything that's just like not anime but like animation? Because those are some of my favorites of all time. Oh yes. Oh, since you don't watch it, sorry, I'm sorry. I said I haven't watched Bleach, Dragon Ball, or Naruto. So I just did not. I was not on the big three. That's not what I was watching. Unfortunately. Sorry. Sorry. I did watch I watched a fight analysis of the I think it's Gara versus Rock Lee fight. I watched like a fight analysis of like why that fight was peak. So I know that fight. Because it was like a writing video. It was like why this fight is amazing. Um, you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, Christmas cereal? Yeah, that's best show. But if you like that, then there's a lot of really good anime that you'd probably like too. Because like there's a lot of good anime with like that same vibe. Let me try to think of some that would fit that kind of if you like Avatar. What would you like? What do you like? Do you like happy shit, sad shit, adventure shit? What kind of vibes of shows do you normally watch? What kind of genres do you guys like? I like I like all over the board. I watch a lot of shit. I like Chainsaw, I like Classroom the Elite. I have not seen Dress Up Darling yet. I like My Hero. I haven't watched Haikyuu yet. I might. Heard it's good. Adventure stuff and like with nature. Ooh. Like stories with sacrifices. You mean like ritual sacrifices or like I have like characters having to make sacrifices? Like I have to sacrifice my like my future to like fight for my village, like kind of like Demon Slayer, like Tanjiro. He's like sacrifices everything to fight demons. Um, I love Assassination Classroom. Yeah, if you've read the manga's good too. Manga's really great. Um, I started Assassination Classroom. It's like an interest. It's like one of those like bam premises of like they hit you with the premise and you kind of just get hooked just by a premise. Um, Frieren is really good. It's a fantasy. It's a really good fantasy anime. Um, that's a good one. I've heard good. I haven't watched it yet, but I watched the first episode, but it's so pretty. Um, Last Airbender, huh? Let me think. Um, Spy Family is really cute. Um, Fairy Tale. I know like people have like mixed opinions. Sacrifices for love, principle, justice, peace, freedom, etc. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for real, for real. Um, Shangri-La Frontier is sick as fuck. The animation is crazy. I watched like the first episode or two. I need to watch more because it was so impressive. Let me keep looking for anime for. I'm gonna summon the devil now, and I was like, oh my god, my future for the village. Or both. There's animes where they're like I'm gonna summon use the darkness inside of me to protect my village and shit like that. Um, Konosuba. These are a lot of big ones. I'm trying to find like there's Assassination Classroom, Ass Class. I like Sam and Colby. Paranormal. Ooh. Okay. Dandadan is a paranormal anime. I will say the first episode does put people off. It's not a great intro anime. But it is about like spooky, funny. It's like a goofy comedy, spooky aliens, spooky like supernatural stuff. But the first episode does put some people off. Fine, I'll change my light battery. Fine. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Let me try to think of other paranormal. Fruits Basket. The light was like, bro, I'm not gonna turn on until you charge my battery. Light was like, charge my battery, fool. I ain't gonna do shit. Demon Slayer's good, but it's more like violent and like intense and dark. It's not like fun. It's like cool more than fun. It's a lot of good like slice of life romancy shit. 86 is crazy. There's a lot of good sci-fi anime. Fate. Summer Buckets. Your Lie in April is really sad. Yuri on Ice is really good. I didn't finish it, but it's good. Stop scrolling through. Cowboy Bebop's good. I'm trying to like think of other ones that are like I need to make. Let's make a like. Let me think of adventure anime. Let me look. One Piece. One Piece is good. You watched one anime. Huge. Oh, I was like, what did I turned this? Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah. I watched that up until it got bad. This was like it like started to get really like there was like some started to get like not good. So I stopped right before it like got yeah. But I watched it when it was like fun. Because it's very fun. Like I said, like, when you have fun characters, it kind of just like helps the anime be really cool. Gurren Lagann is sick as fuck. If you like mecha anime, it's crazy. She-Ra is another really good animation show, along with Owl House. Those are both really good, like things like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like just like American animation shows. Those are both fantastic. So if you want something that's not anime but like still like animated and fun, those are both really good. You know the fandom is that a good thing or a bad thing? I haven't watched Owl House yet too. I know about some of the characters. I haven't watched. I've only seen like one episode. Good and bad? Yeah, maybe. Well, what happened was I know so Dana Terrace, who made Owl House, they like canceled the show, and so she had to like wrap it up quicker than she thought or something, which was like annoying. So fans were like upset. Like I'm upset. Like it's like she had to kind of cancel it. But now she's working on there's a YouTube channel called Glitch, and they do like indie animations on YouTube and indie animation series. They're the guys that do Amazing Digital Circus, which is one of my favorite shows. But Dana Terrace got joined up with them, and she's now making a show that's called Knights of Guinevere, which is like a dark sci-fi parody of like it's like dark Disney. It's really cool. It's this like yes, Digital Circus is so amazing. The final episode is coming out in theaters, and I got tickets to go see that. It's gonna be really good. But yeah, it's like dark. It's like dark and but it's good. It's really cool. Very interesting premise. It's very dark though, so it's not. Some of the stuff is like it's like more advanced. Like you're like, okay, I'm in the mood for something like dark and twisted and sci-fi and shit. Like I wouldn't recommend Amazing Digital Circus to people unless they're like in the mood. You know, I'll be like, okay, I preface I'm like, okay, if I'm recommending an anime, I'm like, okay, what are you in the mood for? What's a vibe you're looking for? Um Cowboy Bebop's good, Spy Family. There's Avatar. Um Soul Eater's fun too. I love dark, I love horror, I love many stuff. Have you seen Soul Eater? Soul Eater's really good. That's like it's like a fun when they have fun characters and it's like more kind of like got some spooky-ish stuff. They fight like ghosts and shit. Um One Punch Man's amazing. Seven Deadly Sins, yeah. Yeah, so there's so many good anime. There's so many good ones. Like everyone will recommend you different stuff because there's just so many. But I think just you can even type in like anime like Last Airbender or anime to watch if you like Last Airbender, and there other people will recommend all kinds of stuff. But there's just anything. If you go like adventure anime, you can find some really good ones. But Soul Eater's good. One Piece is good. All those shows. I've heard Hunter x Hunter is good, but I've never seen it. So I cannot say. And then Free Rent is also really cool too, if you like fantasy. But I think it gets more sad sometimes too. It gets a little existential maybe. I've never seen Hunter x Hunter either, so I don't know. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is good, but it gets really sad and really dark. Real sad and real dark. Yo. I fucking love Digimon. Digimon Digital Monsters. I'm a Pokemon kid, but like I loved watching the Digimon anime. That was an TV exclusive thing I did. I didn't play any of the games, but I loved the anime. So good. Did I change how this is? It feels like darker than it was. I don't know. Want some more lighting? I guess that's okay. Dun, 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 dun. That's kind of like a weird spread. I'm playing around with my lighting, trying to. I changed like the way my light's facing, so I need to like. I'm still messing with it. So I'm figuring out what the best. I'm so darn tired right now, but my head's betraying me. So true. I'm trying to think of things that can help you fall asleep. If you have like a show you like, you could try putting that on, just kind of laying down. Something you've seen before and like kind of just letting it run. I put on like old Pokemon episodes sometime or like a YouTuber I like, and I just kind of like let that play and I'll fall asleep. White noise helps. Sometimes just staying up until you just pass the fuck out, like you can't stay awake anymore. I know you keep saying flamingo videos where he screams. Flamingo videos. What is flamingo videos? Is that a show? I haven't seen that. Flamingo videos. Beyblade. The GOAT. Flamingo is a YouTuber, my favorite. Oh. What kind of stuff do they do? What kind of videos? Roblox moment. I played Roblox for like 10 seconds on one of my old other streams like last week. That didn't last long. I did like disaster survival. That didn't last long. I've done Dress to Impress. Dress to Impress is fun for 2 minutes, and then I realize I like it. I love fashion and shit. But then you realize that a lot of the good stuff and the people that win, their stuff is like behind a paywall. And then I was like, fuck. It's like you gotta pay to get the good outfits, just like real life. But you can learn to work with what you got. So yeah, trying to think of some. Yeah, I want to finish Yuri on Ice. I want to watch Steins Gate at some point. Call of the Night is also good. Call of the Night is a good like anime. Oh, there's one called Insomniacs After School. It's about people that can't sleep. And then Call of the Night is also about people that can't sleep. So if this happens to you ever again, you could just throw on Call of the Night or Insomniacs After School, and maybe that would maybe help you fall asleep. Some people with the same experience. You can do if this helps you fall asleep, that's fire. I hope so. This is what I listen to streamers and stuff I like and just pass the fuck out. If that helps, whatever helps. I hope it does. Just keep yapping about anime. Legend of Korra. If you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra is the sequel, and it is amazing as well. So if you want more Avatar, and that's like a direct sequel, that's good too. Um, Pokemon Origins is amazing if you are a Pokemon fan. It's like 4 episodes on YouTube. It's a little mini series, and it's just goes back to the original, and they do some of the original characters, and the animation's gorgeous. So if you're a Pokemon fan, that's like a must watch for Pokemon anime. Um, I have not watched the new like Pokemon Horizons stuff, so I don't know if it's good. That's the new one without Ash. No Ash Ketchum, unfortunately, but he's been around for a long time. But it looks really pretty. I just haven't watched much of it because it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't intrigue me that much. But I do think it could be good. I think they've only been going for like 2 years, maybe. Yeah, 2023. So it's been like 2 to 3 years. Star Wars Visions. Oh, the new Darth Maul series is out. I think Darth Maul Shadow Lord. Is this out yet? I think it is. I need to watch this show. This is gonna be fucking awesome. I think it is out. April 6th, 2026. It is out. Shit. Big Darth Maul fan. Big Star Wars enjoyer. Specifically, a lot of the animated Star Wars stuff is really good. Clone Wars is one of my favorite shows of all time. Visions is a Star Wars anime. They have some really cool episodes in there. I need to watch more of that. Clone Wars is peak television though. But that's animated stuff. I've never seen Amphibia. Voltron Legendary Defender is really good. I would recommend that too. It does fall down the trap of getting bad after a while, a little bit. They kind of like fall off the rails a little bit, but it starts out really good. First 3 seasons are really good, and then it kind of starts to go off the rails, I think. But yeah, I need to watch it. Maul Shadow Lord is gonna be so good. Let me close some of these. We got a lot of tabs open. Close some of these. We got really far in Civilization. Give this document a name, we'll call it Civilization. Stop there on Civilization for today. I want to try to find, I'm going to make a list. What else we got? Avatar's good. I'm trying to think of other things like that. My Hero maybe. My Hero's a good beginner anime. So that would be a good one. Yeah. So if you're trying to get into anime, anybody trying to get into anime for the first time, starting with maybe an animated show like Avatar: The Last Airbender is a great one. Voltron Legendary Defender, Adventure Time, those are great, just like animated shows. But then if you want to get into anime specifically, that's like Japanese animation and stuff. Great ones to start with. My Hero is a good one to start with. My Hero Academia, that's a good one to start with. It's about superhero kids. Very good for beginners. Just kind of gets you into it. One Punch Man season 1 is really fun. It's about a guy who kills everything with one punch. She-Ra Princesses of Power is amazing. That's another animated show. Peak TV. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to kind of, you'll find something you like if you just type in maybe just, there's plenty of stuff out there you can find something. But yeah, lots of good anime. Cool. Maybe we'll play a little game to finish off the stream here. Kind of like end off the night. We've done Civilization. We built a Civilization for 2 hours. Yeah, it's about anime. Maybe we do a little one game I like to play. Just kind of hang out. Is GeoGuessr. So maybe this will be the last thing we do for today. All right, where the heck are we? Where the heck are we? Oop. This got English letters, which is good. Sweet. So this is a game you kind of have to lock in a little bit, so maybe I'm not able to play this as much as I thought I was. Because I'm getting kind of EP too. Thanksgiving. This is a good game to play if you're in the mood to learn about the world, but other than that, it's not good if you want your brain to turn off. So, just all that talk of like just being up late, it's got me sleepy, and it's not even that late for me. It's only 8:23, but it feels late now. It feels late. I got the late mindset. Damn, there's that cooler we needed in the expedition in the civilization. Mountains. Yeah, it's pretty flat. Big mountain over there. I'm thinking somewhere over here. I want to live in Chad. That would go crazy. Somewhere kind of more flat. It looks like kind of arid, but not crazy arid. There's like a main road that's paved. That's insane. That's crazy. 96 miles off. That was all on vibes. That was all on vibes. Cool. Alright, I think I'm tapped on this, honestly. Cool. Well, we made it pretty far in Civilization. We went from 1 person to 4 people on a mountain expedition. That's pretty cool. Let's do one look at the map. One last look. So currently, we started over here, and then we made a house. We migrated over here, and then we ended up right here. And that's where we were. Oh, am I in the mood for Showdown? Maybe play some Showdown a little bit. End off the night. I was in the mood for... Maybe we'll save that for next time. I'm pretty happy. I feel good. Cool. Great progress. That was fun. It's fun to just have like an idea and then go do it. So I had a great time. I had fun. Thank you to everybody who hopped in chat and joined in and hung out. Baromex and Christmas Cereal, thank you guys for hanging out and listening to the building of Civilization. It's been a lot of fun. So I've been enjoying it. I need to know what happens to these guys. So hopefully we'll continue this. But I learned a lot. Ant sutures. Never would have thought of that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So thank you all for hanging out. Hope everybody gets some good sleep, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.